Sweet Benny boy dreams.
Good morning, me buddy.
Good morning, buddy. What did you do here? Eat part of your house, you goofball. You're gonna have to put some wire around it. You goofy boy. Eat more of your grass? Alright, you wanna come out and play?
Friends, we have 50 days left and then this year is over. And so yes, I committed to take what we have left this year to reset my life, to clear off my slate. No more midlife crisis, no more mess, no more overwhelm. How do I actually get my life going in the right direction? Start living the life I actually want to be living and not feeling like I'm just constantly drowning in clutter and chaos and too many things and too much stuff, and my health not being taken care of, and my home feeling like a hot dumpster mess, and all the things of life taking over and weighing me down. You ever feel that way? Because I have been solidly right there. And the world is crazy enough. It's doing what it's doing. I can't control anything that's happening out there, but I can control what I am doing and what's going on right here within my own four walls. And I committed to working through this. You guys can join me here along for the process. But today, as we're almost halfway through, yes, this Saturday is the halfway point, and then we're counting down here the last little bit for the year to be over, the last half of my 92-day Clean Slate challenge running from October 1st to December 31st. Today, we're tackling the next space where I'm quite literally going to air all my mess. And it's embarrassing, okay? It's really, really embarrassing, but I want to be here. I want to share with like-minded brothers and sisters in Christ and say, you know what? Sometimes when life gets overwhelming and it gets too much, it's okay to say, you know what? It's too much and I'm overwhelmed and I'm struggling and I'm not doing okay. And I want to do better. I want to grow. I want to show myself grace as the Lord shows me grace, but I want to be a wise and faithful steward. And that's what I want to do here today. We are going to tackle my master bedroom closets. Okay. Now I'm doing mine and my husband's. Although the heart of this message is probably going to be a lot more aligned for us ladies here, okay? I did talk with my husband. I am going to do his closet as well. I did already ask him to come in. He kind of did some stuff. He's not so keen on being in all the videos, but he did come in and do some stuff. I'm going to show you guys exactly what I'm dealing with, exactly what I'm going to do, and how I'm actually going to tackle the clothes. Because if there's one thing that I think most of us ladies probably have way too much of, it's clothes. And maybe you don't think you do. Maybe you think it's okay to have that much, right? There are many different things that culturally we've just made it okay and acceptable to have a ton of excess in, but is that really where we need to be? Is that really the best use of the resources the Lord is giving to us? Is it really the best use for us to have closets and drawers so packed you can't hardly manage them, when maybe those could go and be a blessing to someone else? I don't know, right? Let's talk about those things. I'm going to share with you exactly my mess, how it got so bad, considering I, for years, have done things like 7 dresses for 7 days, where I genuinely owned 7 dresses, pair of pajamas, and like that was it. You know, I've done many, many minimal capsule wardrobes for years and years and years. And over the past year, little over a year here specifically, after Hurricane Helene, because kind of my kickoff point where everything went downhill. So come and join me, settle in, because I'm going to explain it all and share exactly how I'm tackling this. I am on a time crunch today, so I have a very specific allotment of time. I don't get to just do this all day, every day, okay? I got real life stuff that I have to do too. So I have a very specific allotment of time that I have to get this done in, but I think we can do it with a little bit of intention, a little bit of encouragement here between us. I think we can make it happen. So let me show you. My husband already went through his stuff and pulled out the things he wants and doesn't want. Literally, these are piles that have been here since a year ago after the hurricane. So piles that have been here ever since then. This, we stripped off all our bedding. So part of it's the bedding that kind of got thrown up on this little shoe rack over here. And then clothes of mine that have just gotten stacked up so high that I almost knocked it over. I have to be very careful going by it. And then my closet, I can't even get this door open because this was falling over. I have these great little custom or like DIY custom built-ins that we did with just inexpensive bookcases from Walmart that I put in a couple years ago. I shared these to you guys. So I've got really cute little lights in here and shelves and all kinds of wonderful, lovely things. And now my closet looks like this, absolutely packed. I have a box up there. This is full of clothes and coats and various things. This is just a mess of stuff. That's more clothes. Down here, I have a bag. You can't even hardly see, but there's a bag full of stuff here. And then I have another pile of stuff all right here. So this is just an absolute mess. And again, all of this kind of stacked up on here. There's all kinds of different things. These that I just brought in, and then my husband set his stuff, and our other blanket is over there. But He set his stuff over there. I'm not even going to deal with the mess of the room. This is going to be next week. So join me next week. Lord willing, we're going to tackle this. I'm only focusing on closets because this just cannot stay like this any longer. I know I probably sound like a broken record by now. I feel that way. I've always kept really minimal closets. I don't like having a ton of clothes to keep up with. I used to have tons years ago when I really started getting into minimalism and essentialism. I got rid of so much stuff, down to the point that I literally did for a very long period of time. I had 7 dresses for 7 days. I kept 7 dresses. I think I had a couple pairs of shorts, a couple tops for if I was outside doing yard work or something that a dress normally I can make a dress work, but every once in a while you want something. And I had a pair of pajamas and that was it. And I did that for years and I love that. I hate putting laundry away. I can wash it, I can dry it, I can fold it all day long. Somehow when it comes to putting it away, I just fall apart. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. You guys can let me know, but I have such a hard time with that. And so I say, you know what? I don't want to have to deal with this. I want to wear things that I'm comfortable in, right? That fit me and I feel comfortable in, I feel good in, but I don't need to have a bunch. I don't want to have every day, what am I going to wear? What am I going to do? And all the thought that goes behind it. I just want simple. For me, it's normally just a black dress and I have some little kimono kind of cover up things or something, like a couple of things. Maybe I mix with it some cardigans for in the winter and some little kimonos for during the summer. And for me, that's it. I'm good. That's kind of my mom uniform for years and years. And then last year when Hurricane Helene happened, we lost pretty much all of our stuff. Having your basement fill with water and then not being able to get it out for over a week and then dealing with all the things that we dealt with that. There were just certain messes and problems and things that came with that. And losing most all of our clothing was a part of it. Everything got so mildewy and so gross, we had to pretty much get rid of everything. And it was such a godsend, such a blessing because many families, including I'm sure even some of you, donated clothes. And we had local centers where clothes were just being brought in and dropped off. And it was such a blessing. Praise God. And people, that we know in the community, my mom, other family members, right? They were just bringing us stuff. And we had 14 people on the homestead at that time. So there was a lot of stuff we needed for a lot of people. And so we would get things and kind of just divvy up. And at the beginning, it was like, yeah, sure. Take whatever you can because you have no clothes and you need to find something to wear. Praise God. Again, amazing. But then what I've noticed now is you kind of just had so much stuff that it finally had to be like, okay, stop. Places had to start turning away donations after a few months because there was just so many clothes. We literally couldn't get them out to people fast enough, even with the great different ministry groups that we have around here. And so we stopped bringing stuff in, obviously, and telling people if they want to donate, we're like, okay, let me help you find someone else to go donate to because we have more than we need. Then it started to become, now that I have so much that's come in, there's only certain things that the things that I like the most, the things that fit me the best, the things that I'm most comfortable in, right? All of those factors started to come in. And so now I've ended up with so many things that in the past year, I'm only wearing some of them, right? I'm not wearing everything. I wear pretty much the same few things every day. I'm pretty basic, I'm pretty plain. And so what I want to do here is to pull everything out. Whenever I go through and I clear out a space, I think the best thing to do is to completely empty it. And so that's why I'm not tackling the whole bedroom today. I don't have enough time for that. I'm only tackling the closets. And step 1 is going to be to pull everything out and genuinely go through it and sort it. Is it cold weather stuff or warm weather stuff? Separate those because I live in Western North Carolina where we have very distinct seasons. We have very stereotypical summer, autumn, winter, spring, right? They're very much set that way. And so I usually have some clothes that are for the end of spring, summer, very beginning of autumn. And then another set of clothes that are for later in autumn, winter, and beginning of spring. And I usually switch them out throughout the seasons. And so what I want to do is kind of split them up between warm weather and cold weather. And then I can kind of sort through them. Dresses, pants, tops, pajamas, extras, jackets, kind of start making some categories over there. Because then once I have those categories, I really want to go through these and go, okay, out of these things, which do I actually like wearing the most? And I think this is where us ladies, we can have a really hard time because there's the clothes that we hang on to because, well, that's if I lose weight, or the clothes that we hang on to in case I gain more weight, the clothes that we hang on to just because they were from a special occasion, the clothes that we hang on to just in case we go to a special occasion, the clothes that we hang on to because we really like the way they look or we really like the whatever, right? We come up with something. And I think it's really important we go through this. So we look at it and go, okay, what are the things that I actually do like wearing or I think I like wearing or I think I really want, right? I want to put those in one pile. Everything else that doesn't make that cut can go get set in a bag to get donated, to get passed on. If you are not truly using it, you are not being a wise steward if you're just holding on to it and not using it. That's wasteful. If we want to be good and faithful servants to the Lord, if we have resources that we are not literally using, why would we not let them go and be a blessing to someone who could use them? Do you have a local women's shelter that you can donate stuff to? Do you have any local churches in your area that have a thrift store ministry that you can go and donate them to? Could you post on Facebook Marketplace, hey, I've got a bunch of clothes, sizes, blah, 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 to blah, 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 free for anyone who wants to take them all? Could you go and pass them on and let them be a true blessing to someone else versus just a hoarded mess in your closet, which I am currently totally guilty of? And so I want to go through and I want to say, okay, everything, what are the things that I think I really want? I'm going to put them in one pile. Everything else can go. Let it go be a blessing to someone else. And then I want to actually try on all of those and say, when I put them on, because there's a big difference between thinking you really like something and then do you actually like wearing it, right? Put it on and actually see, does this fit me well? Do I feel comfortable in this? Do I really like wearing this? And if I put it on and I go, kind of squeezes here or pinches here or is kind of too short here or whatever it might be, just let it go. Let it be a blessing to someone else. Another way that you can do this is maybe pull everything out and put back the things that you think you want to wear, but put them all in with the hangers going the opposite direction. And then go for a month. Set an alarm on your phone a month out from whenever you see this video. Then go back. And any hangers that are still facing the opposite direction, right? If you wear something and you wash it and you hang it back up, you can hang it facing the other direction. Every hanger then that's still facing that original direction, then that means you haven't worn it. That means all month long, you put that stuff back in there going, yes, these are things I like to wear, but they're not really because they're not the things you chose. And so it's a really easy way then to see, oh, those are the things I'm not actually wearing. Pull all those hangers out that are facing the wrong direction. Go and let those clothes be a blessing to someone else. So I need to tackle that here for my space. My husband went through his, so I need to pull his stuff out, and then we're going to see what we end up with, because I have a feeling as I start pulling this out, it's going to be kind of like when I did my master bathroom. You guys can go back and watch that video. It was towards the beginning of the series, but it's a little overwhelming when you actually see just how bad it is. So, I know you guys can see the mess here and it looks bad from this, but let's just wait and see what it looks like when I get it stacked up on the bed here. And just to note for size, this is a king size bed. Okay, so this is a large bed that we are working with here to fill with clothes. And I have the feeling, I know I'm going to fill it up. I just know I am. So here we go. Let's dive in. Let's see what exactly I'm working with. So thoroughly embarrassing. This is a ridiculous amount of clothes. My husband came in and was like, wow, are you getting both closets done today or just yours? And I was like, you know what, looking at this and the time I have, it might be just mine. His might have to be tomorrow, because this is crazy. But I think sometimes that even though we're ashamed to say it, because you're like, I know it's probably not the best, I'm not doing so good. Sometimes it's a good thing to pull it all out and see maybe just how bad it's gotten. Right? The first step to fixing a problem is admitting you have one. And whether it's you shop a lot, right? Maybe for you, you are doing this process and you're realizing, wow, maybe I'm not a wise steward because I'm constantly shopping, right? That is something you do all the time. Maybe you are very sentimental. There is nothing wrong with being sentimental, but maybe that is starting to take over and go from being something that is lovely, and it's fine to keep mementos and have things that are special. Every member in our family has a special big, large box that we have in this great little stand that we got, and we have a box for every member of the family. And if there's something really special that you want to keep, it's like your hope chest, then we have a spot for that to go, and people can put stuff in there. And there's different clothing items and artwork and different things that kids have made, special toys. It's fine to keep things that we're sentimental about. But then there also is that that point that becomes a little, move you guys down here, that becomes a little too far, and it's no longer being a wise steward. It's being a hoarder of all the memories, because for some reason we feel like if we hold on to the stuff, maybe we'll hold on to the memory. And for me, there are a few pieces in here. My grandmother and grandfather did line dancing, and they had all these adorable matching outfits that they would wear. And so I have this one. So there's things like this. I'm going to hold on to this because it's sweet. I'm also probably going to put it in my hope chest, my little box, versus holding on to it here in my closet, because here it's just taking up a bunch of space. I'm not wearing it. Like, what am I doing with it? And so I think it really is important as we go through this process to think about now, of all of this stuff, what are the things I actually want to wear? And maybe you don't know. Maybe you're looking at this and you're like, I don't even know what the things are that I want to wear. We can start with the things that actually fit you, right? What are the things that actually fit you now? I am back on doing carnivore. It's been nice and getting healthier. But if there are clothes that are still a couple sizes too small, maybe I'll save an item if it really means that much to me. I haven't gone through yet, so I'm not sure if I have any like that. But if it really means that much, maybe I'll save an item. If then the next couple months it doesn't actually fit me, I need to let it go. I need to let it go and be a blessing to someone else. I need to just keep the things that actually fit. And then I need to figure out which things, like I said, I was going to try them on. Do I actually like the way they fit when they're on me? Do they fit well? I've been looking at this and thinking, wow, I have gotten such an influx of donated things in, which is great. Praise God. Again, very thankful for it. But I obviously need to weed down. I felt bad to say no. And so people kept sending stuff. And then we would get things from people, and the whole lot of us, we'd kind of sort through, and everybody would kind of just take what fit them. But it wasn't necessarily something that was your favorite. It worked, and that was great. But maybe it's time to go and let it be a blessing to someone who actually does really enjoy it and does like that style or that color or that look or whatever it is. For me, I actually started, I know it's kind of silly, but I use Milanote to keep everything together, from homeschool to homesteading, our personal finances, work stuff, budgeting. I do it for menu planning. I use it for, basically it's my planner unit that I use. And then I put the things into Everblog, and I put the things into the apps that our family uses for the different things that we have. But Milanote is where I kind of plan out everything. And so I've actually been spending a little bit of time thinking about, what are the clothes that I actually want? If I were to rebuild a capsule wardrobe, what items would I be looking for that I know could work together and make multiple different outfits? And so I've been plotting and planning what I want to wear there on my Milanote board. I have come up with things that I think are the things that I normally feel most comfortable in, the outfits that I like to wear, the things that I would like to grab a little bit quicker. Sometimes I just grab whatever because that's the closest that I could get, but it's not necessarily what I want to be wearing. And so I'm going to go through this now, and then I can go through my Milanote and see if any of the items that I like would fit the capsule wardrobe I want to build. So whether that's you set for yourself and you say, hey, I want 3 dresses, 3 long pants, 5 tops, couple sweaters, couple jackets, right? If you want to set for yourself kind of a quantity of how many things you want, or whatever the case may be, then you can kind of go through, once you've gone through the items that you like and they fit you well, you like how they feel when they're on you, then you can go, okay, pick out the top 5 tops, pick out the top 3 dresses, pick out the top, or whatever the number is that you set. But then you can start to pull those things out and really whittle it down to actually build a capsule wardrobe. And again, remembering as you go through this stuff, if you have something that you're just hoarding onto, it's just stuffed in a closet somewhere, it's just filling up a drawer. I emptied my drawers, right? You just have all that. I hope someone like, oh, I didn't even realize all this was down here. You're not being a faithful and wise steward if you're just keeping those resources locked up in a closet. How many people could probably use that? It actually would be a blessing to them. And instead, we're just holding on to it for whatever reason. We don't even really know. That's what really I try to ask myself when I do this and go, is me maybe wearing this once this winter really worth me keeping it? If I could go and donate it and let it be a blessing to someone else? Probably not. I have outfits that I love. I think they're so cute, but I don't really like how they look on me, right? They look really, really cute when I see them on Pinterest, or I see them in an ad, or I see them on a mannequin, or whatever the case may be. But I put it on me and I'm like, yeah, no, this really isn't my jam. Like, I don't feel comfortable in this. It's not the first outfit I go to. Let it go. Let it be a blessing to someone else. So now that I have this mess, I'm going to start with the cold weather clothes and see which ones I actually really like, so I can see which ones I actually still like when I have them on me, so that I can see which ones fit with my capsule wardrobe that I am plotting out for myself. So I have a lot of work to do, and I've got just about an hour to get it done. So I got to chop. So here is a massive pile of all kinds of stuff that don't wear often, doesn't fit great. Maybe I just don't like it at all for some reason, and holding on to it. And over here is whittled down to some specialty things that either have special meaning or purpose or special event type of a thing that I need to think about. This is warm weather stuff that I certainly want to keep. These are some regular t-shirts that I have. I love collecting from Walmart, the North Carolina shirts that come out in different places from our national parks. These are special shirts I got from someone that are just beautiful with scriptures and things on them. I know I want to keep some t-shirts on hand, especially with going to the Y more and walking more and doing different things. So I need to kind of weed through and pick out a handful of these. These are other clothes. We'll get to that in a second. These are specific for race things, so I kind of want to keep some of those. These are the things that I just recently got, and they were just a smidgen too small, but they're really, really good brands and good quality. So I want to hold on to these for the next month or so as I'm doing carnivore and I've been fasting, getting healthier, and see if they fit. By the end of this year, these aren't fitting. They're going to have to go. I love them, but they're going to have to go. And these are a couple like exercise friendly pants, including my dash hound pants, that I could go to the Y and go walking. Some pajamas I want to hold on to, beanie, gloves, things like that. So for the winter stuff, I have here, these were all some of my favorite cold weather tops. There are obviously way too many. I need to whittle this down. So I need to try these on, see which ones I do really like when they're on me. I'm also looking as I go through, what is the quality, right? Who made this? What are the materials they were made with? I have some things that are like actual cashmere and alpaca wool and things like that. Like, obviously I'm going to hold on to those. I love my stuff that I had gotten from Quince. Such great stuff. I love their things. Very high quality. I want to hold on to those. So I need to go through and kind of weed these out based upon what I actually like when I'm wearing it the most. And then really looking at it to see, you know, what the quality is, who it's made by, just the materials it's made out of, right? Keeping the best quality stuff. And then I need to look at my Milanote board to really say, okay, which ones really fit the capsule wardrobe I want to build. So I ended up with a few too many long sleeves. I got a handful of sweaters here, a couple sweaters that are more just like being outside walking. I love my little cardigan sweaters, so I have a bunch of those in here that I probably, again, really need to look through my Milanote. I have this one. It's a dash hound and it wraps all around the sweater, so I love this one. But I need to look through the sweaters that I have and see which ones fit the capsule wardrobe I want to build. A couple extra of these kind of like longer cardigans I love wearing. Perfect over dresses, over anything. These are my dresses that I like the most. Some of them are more for spring, others for winter, so I need to kind of separate those out. But these are the dresses that I really love the most. We're in the best quality and still hanging up. Some of them are dresses that I had to put over in that pile. I love them, but I've really worn them enough. They've seen better days and I let them go. These are a few skirts I was thinking of keeping. I like these skirts for in the winter. I've got some great like wool skirts. And these are great. I can put leggings underneath them, stay nice and warm and cozy, and have a nice put together outfit. Out of all those jeans I had, these are the only ones. I've got five pair here, and then the ones that I'm wearing are the only ones that are actually the size that I am. So the rest of them went over to that pile. Just let them go. So these are the pants that still fit me. And then I have this and a couple pair of these trouser type pants that I like wearing, especially in the winter. They're even baggy enough. I can usually fit some tights or my little thin leggings underneath them, put a cute little sweater with it, and you're good to go. So did keep that. Here's my winter robe that I need to go ahead. I have a silk robe for the summer and then this thicker robe for the winter. I need to wash that. I do have these pants. They're absolutely ridiculous, but when it gets really, really cold, I love wearing these. I put these on with a big old sweater, put leggings on underneath them. They're the best thing in the whole wide world. This is really cool. YouTube sent me a special beanie last year and said, good job. Thank you for being a YouTuber. And so I have this that I've never actually worn, but it's kind of cute. So I hold on to it. Maybe I'll wear it this year. Who knows? Gloves, some gloves. I've got some great socks that Sabrina knit me. So nice and warm. So these I pull out come wintertime. So I have all this stuff together. And this is what I am down to. So massive. I mean, there's still a lot here, but massive progress so far, right? We're moving along. My husband's going to the store to get me contractor bags so I can bag up that stuff so it can go get passed on. I also had a couple blazers that I got because I really like them. But again, I'm going to go ahead and pull out my Milanote thing, look at my capsule wardrobe and see how this would work. And then I have a bunch of actual like coats that I need to go through and figure out which winter coats I am keeping. So I have to do that. And then I did keep out here one of my cover-ups with my little like skirt swimsuit for when we go to the Y. So I'll need that. But man, still looks like a mess, but that's a lot of progress. I am certainly running out of time here and I'm going to have to wrap this up this evening. It'll probably be too dark to really film and make it look good. I have the stuff that I know I don't want to wear. It's not my favorite. It doesn't fit. I've just kind of worn it out. I'm over it. I know I'm probably not going to wear it. Like I can let it go and let it be a blessing to someone else who could appreciate it more than I know I'm going to. That stuff is over here. I'm going to bag it up. It is going to go directly to the back of the van. And when I am out taking my girls to their thing tomorrow, I'm going to stop by there and just drop it off, let it go, let it be a blessing to someone who could use it. That means I have this left here. So I'm thinking what I'm going to do is when I come back today, like I said, I'm going to try these things on and be like, okay, trying them on. How do they fit? Let me refresh myself. Even if it's been a while since I wore them, let me kind of refresh myself. How do I like it when it's on? How do I, like the feel? Do I feel comfortable in it? Does it fit right? I'm going to try that out. The things that I'm like, yeah, you know what? I think I really like this. I'm going to go ahead and set those to the side. I might even just go ahead and run them through the wash, just to kind of refresh them after they've been put up for the past season. I'm going to pick out the things that I want, that I like. And then I'm going to sit down and really look at my plan for a capsule wardrobe. Again, I'm using that online software just because I like having something that I can put pictures and kind of lay it all out together. You can just write it down in a notebook. It really doesn't matter. Get a scrap piece of paper, okay? Whatever you got to do. But I want to sit down and kind of set myself to a thing of how many pants, how many tops. Are you about ready? Good job. I'll be about ready too. Very cute. You probably shouldn't wear those shoes though, okay? Wear ones that actually fit. Okay. You're going to need to take at least a little jacket with you, okay? Did you brush your teeth today? Good job. Okay. She's wearing my mom's old fringy cowboy boots. It's okay. We'll put on quite a show at the library today. So I'm going to sit down with my Milanote and kind of look at that because I want to set myself to a goal of, so many pants, so many tops, so many dresses, so many cardigans, right? And kind of look at things and be a little thoughtful about it of how can I have a handful, 10, 20, whatever number you want to set. How can I have a handful of set pieces in my wardrobe that I know I can mix and match and make outfits out of without having to have all that I necessarily have there? And so I really want to sit down and kind of plot through that intentionally. And so I might not be able to get it all done tonight, but I'm going to bag that stuff up at least. All my bedding, my husband washed all our bedding so I can put the bed back together. So I'm going to go through tonight, try on the things. I'll go ahead. I'm going to give myself one plastic tote that can sit up on the top shelf of my closet that will have my warm weather stuff in it, which I've whittled that down really well. I actually did really good on the warm weather stuff. So I'm going to put that all together. I did keep a couple pairs of shorts, a couple of my kimonos, a couple tops, a couple things that I would wear over the summer months. I went ahead and I'll box those things up. Those can get put up for next year and then really whittle through what is left here of the cold weather stuff and think through this. What do I have? How could I mix and match this? What am I really going to use and wear? And I think that especially as ladies, when we look at all the clothes we hang on to, all the things we have stuffed in the drawers and the closets, all the shoes, all the spaces, because I got to go through my shoes too. I have them all over here. I just haven't been able to get to them yet. I need to look through this and go, why do I have all this? If I'm not wearing it, if I can't think of the last time I wore it, if I'm don't really feel comfortable wearing it, right? It's not the most enjoyable thing to wear, then why am I holding on to it? How am I being a wise and faithful steward by just hoarding stuff here in my closet when maybe someone in need could really use this and I can let it go and be a blessing? Again, I would look up local women's shelters. Those are great places to start, even local pregnancy centers. A lot of times they'll take in even clothing and things like that to pass on to moms, or a lot of churches are usually partnered up with some sort of ministry through a thrift store, things like that. And that's a great place to go and donate your stuff where they really do get it back to the community. And so I'm going to bag up all this stuff. I have a couple things that my girls might want, so I am going to ask them. There's a couple things that they might want. Honestly, I'm down to have a simple capsule wardrobe. And if it means that, twice a year for the cold weather months and for the warm weather months, I just go to the thrift store and refresh the pieces I needed. That sounds great to me. Having the simplicity of a capsule wardrobe, having those few staple outfits that you actually like and wear the most anyways. If you work outside of the home, right, have a few outfits for that. If the things you do at home, have a few outfits for that and maybe a couple extras, right? Something a little more casual and something a little bit nicer for the special events and occasions. Whittling it down, going simple with it really is so unbelievably freeing. Because every day you get up and you're not overwhelmed. When I open up those closet doors and everything is beautiful and lovely and put together, I have my little lights that go in there, right? I love it. It feels so wonderful. Now I try not to even look, and I normally just stack my stuff up on the shoe rack so I don't even have to open the closet and see the mess that's in there because it's overwhelming. And first thing in the morning, you go to get ready, you open it up and it's overwhelming. There's so much stuff and you're trying to rummage through. That's no fun for anyone. Clean out your closet. You're not wearing it, you don't need it. Let it go and let it be a blessing to someone else. Build a simple capsule wardrobe that you actually love, right? Like you like the things that you're wearing. You feel comfortable, you feel good, you feel put together. right? Whatever the case may be. My husband loves when I wear dresses, so I like to keep dresses. I like to keep things so I can layer and be warm. I like things that are simple and functional, but yet have that kind of timelessness to them and are very classic. Those are the things I like. And so I need to do a better job sorting through my stuff and finding the things that I actually enjoy wearing versus holding on to all kinds of stuff that might be really cute, might be really fun. Maybe I got a great deal, but I'm not wearing it. So what's the sense in that? Really, right? There's none. So that's what I'm getting done. I'm going to head off, do fun things with my daughter. Thank you all for hanging out with me here today. I hope this can be an encouragement and a blessing to you. Before we go, I've been asking you guys every single day, what is one thing that you are genuinely thankful for today? What is your thankful note sharing here today? I have to say, for me, going through this, it just reminds me of how thankful I am to every single individual who gave and helped after we went through Hurricane Helene. The reason that I am in overwhelming chaos here is actually because of a really great thing. It only became overwhelming because I couldn't keep up with it and I kind of dropped the ball a little bit. And that's okay, right? I forgive myself. I give myself grace for that. I'm not beating myself up over it, but it kind of just got a little out of hand and I wasn't able to keep up with it. But it was because of the kindness, the generosity that people had sending us clothes here in the community. Those of you who sent stuff in, those of you who came up here. I had some of you who, that your husbands came up here in trucks, some of you that came down yourself as well and came to help and to share and to bring things that were so needed when we lost everything. And so I am so thankful that when rough times come, when hard times happen, that there are good people who step in and truly give unto others as the Lord freely gives to us. And that was such a blessing. And really just something as I've been pulling this out, different items, and I'm like, oh, I remember this, or I remember the sweet lady that this, or oh, I remember, all these memories just come flooding back. And so it's really been something of just that prayer of gratitude going through this for all those that gave so much and allowed us to even be in the place where we have so many clothes to pick from that we now can weed through them and we've done this before. We've definitely passed a lot on last year. We were doing that and helping here in the community, getting clothes through, getting them to people who needed them, and then kind of bringing stuff in that our family was able to go through and sort through. But now being able to go through this here today and say, all right, let's let this go and bless someone else is something I'm really, really, really thankful for. So that's my thankful note of the day, but I cannot wait to read yours down below. So make sure you've left that comment. It's been really great getting to read these each and every day and just, again, cultivate this attitude of gratitude that we see here in the life that is truly as lovely as we choose to see it. So thank you all for hanging out with me here today. Hopefully when you see me tomorrow, I have this done. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully I can get it all finished. We're going to see how much I can get done. Hopefully tonight I can just kind of power through it. I'll put a podcast on or something. I was listening to one while I was doing this, but hopefully I can just kind of power through, get the rest of this wrapped up so my husband and I can actually have a bed tonight. That would be really nice. And then hopefully tomorrow I can get to his closet as well. So be right back here tomorrow. I'll see you all then for that. I love you all. I'm praying for you. Again, can't wait to see what you're thankful for. And I'll see you tomorrow. Bye, friends.